I really should start this by saying there will be plenty of pomp and circumstance in this review. I may also even start singing the national anthem. But can you blame me when you see what shit we're looking at? Ladies and gentlemen, this is HMS Ark Royal, one of the most revered names in the Royal Navy. The name Ark Royal has been given to, I think, if I remember correctly, 4 or 5 ships. The last 2 being the carrier, the CV carrier that you see here, which is a 1938 design and build. The brand new generation of how the Royal Navy saw that it was going to protrude its air power throughout World War II. And later on, in the ski ramp style that we saw, where we had the Harrier jump jets, that was recently sent on to pastures anew, unfortunately. Will we see the name Ark Royal back in the Royal Navy? Lots of us hope so. It's a name that carries a lot of weight and a lot of reverence. But in World WarShips, we have her here as a Tier 6 Premium. And finally, we are very happy and proud to say, well done, Wargaming. You've given her the right torpedo planes. All of us history buffs and those of us who want to recreate the historical King George V. We haven't got the Prince of Wales in the game yet, but you know, we're working on it. Come on, WG. You know you want to get her in there. You can now take out the Ark Royal with a King George V class battleship, and you can go and hunt the Bismarck yourself. So we can recreate the hunting of the Bismarck. Can't accurately hit the rudder, but you know, we'll give it a go. She's a Tier 6 in the game, which is quite interesting because, as you can see, she actually shares more in common with an Audacious class, or the Implacable class that we already have in game at Tier 8 and 10. She has a very large number of planes in her squadrons. I believe they're being changed to 9 for the attack, 9 for the bombers, and 6 for the torpedoes. You get 2 attacks with the torpedoes, 3 in each flight. You get 3 attacks with your bombers, again 3 in each flight, and you get 3 attacks with the with the rocket planes, which are skewers in this case. I do apologise for the quad burp there. I mean, as always, we know that World of Warships graphical modelling department can do a phenomenal job. You've only got to take a look around this thing. I mean, you know, you can see the individual teak planks there. You know, the bofas. It's a beautiful, beautiful model. You know, the area where you will probably meet and have a drink on the stern there, as you're piling along at a very reasonable 31 knots. I haven't played many games in this. As you can see, there's actually no XP showing. I think it's 836. I have actually converted some, so sorry. But, you know, the history buffs in me can't wait to get this with a KGV in a training room against a Bismarck and some flotilla people as well. Maybe an Exeter class as well, and a Fiji, or even the Belfast, and, you know, reenact the hunting of the Bismarck. I don't care whether this thing is good or bad or indifferent. That name in the game, that is worth. You cannot put a price on having that name in World of Warships for a lot of people. You know, to have that name, you know, the ensign flying, yeah. There's only so much superlative you can give, but I don't care whether the ship is good or bad. It's a ship that a lot of fans of the Royal Navy, and you know, some people who I know personally as well, have wanted in the game for such a long time. You know, there was a lot of teeth gnashing and annoyance and upset when we saw that the Hermes didn't have swordfishes as torpedo bombers, when the Furious didn't have swordfishes as torpedo bombers. You know, everyone was up in arms. Why not? It's, you know, Royal Navy, synonymously, you know, the old string bags as they were called, synonymous with torpedo runs, and particularly the Ark Royal's string bags, synonymous with going after the Bismarck and crippling its rudders, and allowing the the Nelson, the Rodney, the King George, the Prince of Wales to go in and take down the Bismarck, as an act of revenge almost for the Bismarck taking the Hood from the Navy. Yeah, so do you know what? I'm not even bothered about the stats, how good the AA is, how good the planes are. Do the planes do a lot of damage? Spec wise, standard aircraft carrier, stick everything you can do to boost the aircraft. Captain, anything to do with planes, more HP for the planes, site stabilization, aircraft armor so they last longer, demo expert for the fire from the HE bombs as it carpet bombs, make them come back to the ship quicker, so add more restoration time, add more fighters as well, because you get more fighters in the air then, more engine boost, quicker restoration on that as well. At the end of the day, it's the Ark Royal, and there should be no greater reason for anybody who is a fan of this sort of ship, a fan of the history that you can reenact in the game now. There is no greater reason to not have this vessel in your port. What are you waiting for? She's a work in progress. As soon as she goes live, I don't think anybody will bat an eyelid. The fact that it's tier 6 means that it's actually, you actually get a sense of more realism when you're going to do when you do that. Will we be trying to record and reenact the HMS, the sinking of the Bismarck? I think we might give it a try, because I think it'll be awesome. Should you be buying the Ark Royal? Could you really say you play World of Warships and you don't have an Ark Royal in your port? I know many people couldn't, and if you really, even if you hate CVs, would you really say you don't have an Ark Royal because of that? I don't think anybody's got I don't think many people could have the guts to say that. I'm sure some people will say, see, I don't have an Ark Royal and I play World of Warships. That's fine. But sometimes, just sometimes, there's more to a ship than just the numbers and are the planes any good, or are the guns any good, or torps any good. Sometimes it's not about whether it's good or bad. Sometimes it's all about the emotion. And nothing stirs emotion for quite a few people, quite a few fans of the Royal Navy, than the name Ark Royal. So, bit joked. What are you thinking about? Get her and put her in your port. Doesn't matter whether it's good, doesn't matter whether it's bad. It's the Ark Royal. And that should pretty much sum it up for anybody. As long as it's not too expensive. Thanks guys. See you all soon.